Yash, when I say vitality, I'm talking about this, you can say this underlying energy, this presence you see in somebody when you talk to them, or just when they're walking down the street or whatever. Everybody has a unique sense of vitality, of energy about them, aura, whatever. When we lose our semen, we're losing the fundamental rudimentary essence of our energy. So that's going to bring everything else down. It's going to bring our physical energy down, mental sharpness, willpower, everything down. Our feelings are going to be heavier. Things can't bounce off of us as easy as otherwise. If people disrespect us in a way that we perceive them disrespecting us, then we can react. We get angry quicker. So you see, it brings the frequency down physically, mentally, emotionally, everything. Because the vitality is the essence of everything. It's the vibe somebody has. You know, you feel like you're attracted to somebody. You say, oh, I like this person. You don't even know them, but you're feeling something. You're feeling something that attracts you. Whereas someone else, they're just kind of heavy. It doesn't matter. They can have a bunch of money, be popular. Doesn't matter. Something about their vibe. It's like, no, this person just feels a little egotistical and arrogant or narcissistic. Now, if someone else is on that frequency, they're going to like it. You see? I used to like the Scarface character when I was a teenager. I'd go out and try to imitate him. If I was going to get into a fight, I'd use his line, you know, like, you want to F with me? And I liked that at that time. It's funny. I mentioned before how this works, how the body makes the semen. I'll mention it again. When we eat our food or drink our drinks, the conversion process starts. First, the body makes plasma. It's easy to make. You can donate your plasma once every day if you wanted to, and you're allowed to do that. Like, it's not considered unhealthy because it's really easy for the body to make plasma. Next thing the body makes, blood. It's also pretty easy. You can donate your blood, you know. So you can't donate things like nerves or bone marrow. That's another level. That's really important stuff, you know. We're getting to that. So the body makes plasma, blood, and then muscles, and then I always forget. It makes blood and plasma and muscles, and then it makes bones. Okay, see, we're getting deeper. We're getting into more difficult things for the body to make. It's like if you got a tear in your muscle or something, see, that'll heal. That's not as bad as having a chronic joint or bone problem, degeneration in your bone. That's a lot more difficult to heal, for example. So after it makes the bone, then it'll make the bone marrow. Now we're getting even more subtle stuff. After it makes the bone marrow, it'll make the nerves. Nerves, this is how you're going to get more, deep or subtle than that. Nervous system runs the whole body. It's the electrical department. If you have any tweaks or imbalances in your nervous system, then you can have all kinds of weird symptoms and things. Neurologically, no doctor knows how to fix you neurologically. All they can do is give you pills to suppress certain symptoms you're having that's making your life hell. They don't know how to regenerate. It's really difficult to regenerate. Best is you go out into the jungle or in the Amazon and you eat a really clean diet, and you're taking herbs from the jungle, which are power packed with vitality, and maybe do a little plant medicine and just be out here in nature and let nature heal you and work on you. Even then, to get restored totally back neurological function, if you have a chronic neurological disorder, it can be rough, but you can get to a semblance of balance. So nerves, very, very, you don't want to mess with your nervous system. And guess what? We haven't even got to the semen yet, or the subtle essence of the semen. It's called ojas. The body makes, after it's made all these other things, the plasma and blood and bone and muscle and nerves and bone marrow, then it makes the ojas. So that's like that's the last thing the body makes, and it takes the most work for it to make. And it's the most nourishing. It's like holding everything else together. If there wasn't no ojas, there wouldn't be any nerve function or muscle or bone health or plasma. Forget about plasma and blood. There wouldn't be anything. Like the ojas is the essence of the semen's holding everything together. But yet you can see people who just try to debunk. They don't debunk it, but they try to dismiss this whole semen retention thing as being nonsense. I saw a clip I don't know when, but there's a guy on there. It was some kind of celebrity or somebody in the public eye. So they wanted to ask him what he thought about semen retention. And he's like, "Oh man, what are you talking about? I bust every day, and you see, it don't do nothing to me. I'm a millionaire, and I got girls around, they like me, and whatever." All this justification. But you see, he's deep on material level. If you don't have any kind of inner consciousness, then you can think you're totally fine. You can literally think that your material life is the definition of vitality, or who you are, or if you're successful or not. But when you look, somebody that has just a little subtle perception, doesn't even take much to find this guy out. I don't think he's an inspiration that you want to be like. Now, unless you're very tuned on material level, then you're just going to be thinking about that. Like, yeah, I want his money and I want his mansion and all that. But I don't think, even somebody who's unconscious, I don't think they're going to be, well, they wouldn't notice. So let's keep it more conscious. Energetically and vibe-wise, there's nothing. How are you going to be attracted to that? His whole vibe is just very sick, and because he said why, he busts every day. You cannot do that and expect to keep vitality. This isn't an opinion. This is just common sense. It's like saying, this is I say, if I hit my head really hard with this rock, it's probably going to hurt. Somebody says, no, that's just your opinion, man. Okay. You know what I mean? The preserving your semen's like that. It's that obvious. Now those, you see, you have to do it to find out though. You need the contrast of not doing it and then the experience of doing it. And then you judge for yourself if it's good. But even then the mind can come in, because I get these comments and questions, the mind can still come and trick you and make you think you're not getting any benefits. It's amazing. It's amazing how there's something in us that just wants to keep these habits alive. And it knows our secret combination to how to get us to believe this delusional talk, so that then we go back out and energize these habits that we worked so hard to get away from. So you got to be on point. That's why you got to have a spiritual practice along with this at some point. The two go together. I'm making a next video on that though. Otherwise we get caught up. We get caught up in the mind and its delusions and projections, and you can put some months or half a year or a year together and start thinking there's no more benefits. I don't have any benefits. It's like we get amnesia. We can't even remember when we first stopped how good it felt. We don't remember. Like all that's been erased. And now we're somehow, the mind's expecting some kind of fireworks, or that we be on top of the world, or where's the $1 million at? And then if we don't have that, then the mind says, this is not working. But really that's just a tactic to get us to go, this habit to do it is still alive. It hasn't been roasted. The seeds of that habit haven't been burnt up yet. So it's still alive, waiting for the opportune time to interject its self-talk. and get us to go back into the habit. That's what happens, you see. But this is why we need a spiritual practice, so that we can transcend the mind. We start to become aware of a higher intelligence that's guiding us, that's beyond the mind. Otherwise, we're kind of like always subjected to a relapse. Because if we can't tell the difference between the voice of our mind and our real self, we're at risk, you know. So that's what the next video is going to be. Spiritual semen retention video. Talk to you soon.